Hello everyone to my YouTube channel. This is part 4th video of the 4th chapter reproductive health. In last lecture we have studied about what are the contraceptive methods can we use to avoid or to prevent the unwanted pregnancy. We also studied about the medical termination of the pregnancy or the MTP, or it is shortly called the induced abortion. Okay, in this part of video we will study about the sexually transmitted diseases and about the infertility. And what is the infertility? Okay, there are so many techniques are available now for that couples who want to produce the children, reproduce the children. Okay, so for that couples also there are now so many facilities are available. Okay, so we will study detail in this part now. This is the last part of this video and this fourth chapter of the reproductive health. So let's start now from the sexually transmitted diseases. What is the sexually transmitted diseases? So the diseases or the infections which are transmitted through the sexual intercourse are called the sexually transmitted diseases. It is also called the venereal diseases, in short VD, or it is also called the reproductive tract infection. Okay, like there is a infection is a respiration. Okay, so we called is a respiratory tract infection. So such type of here is the infection in the reproductive organs, so it is called the RTI, or it is shortly called the reproductive tract infection. It is the another name of the sexually transmitted diseases. Now some examples are here given to understand what are the sexually transmitted diseases now. Gonorrhea, syphilis, genital herpes, then genital warts, hepatitis A, hepatitis B, then AIDS. These are some examples or the common examples of the sexually transmitted diseases. Now, this diseases not only transmitted by the sexual intercourse, but this type of diseases can also transfer or transmit by sharing some instruments. Now which diseases? Now you can see here the hepatitis B and the HIV is also transmitted by the sharing of the injection, needles, surgical instruments with the infected person, then the transfusion of the blood or from the infected mother to the fetus. Okay, such type of infection can transmit not only from the sexual intercourse but also by using some instruments and some injection needles of the infected person. Okay, so if the sexually transmitted diseases are not detected earlier and treated properly, they are not able to cure. But if the diseases like the HIV and the hepatitis B, they are completely curable if they are detectable earlier and treated properly. But the genital herpes, actually these are the type of viruses. Okay, so you know that viruses have the so many characteristics, from that they need the living host for the multiplication. Okay, so like now there is a trend of the coronavirus. Still now there is no any medicine or the vaccine to completely cure from the corona. Likewise, such viruses or the sexually transmitted diseases are there which are not able to cure completely if they are not detected earlier and treated properly. If that are in the first stage of the HIV, then that is possible to cure. But if you understand the sign and the symptoms of the HIV in the third stage, that is not possible to cure from the HIV. So timely detection and the proper treatment of the sexually transmitted diseases are very important, otherwise it could lead to the complications later, which include the pelvic inflammatory diseases, abortions, stillbirths, ectopic pregnancy, infertility, or even the cancer of the reproductive tract. Now, what is the ectopic pregnancy? Ectopic pregnancy means pregnancy in the fallopian tube instead of the uterus. You know that after the fertilization, that egg come here in the uterus and to fix the in the uterine wall with the help of implantation. But the ectopic pregnancy is there. What happened? The whatever the embryo will form, that will develop in the fallopian tube, which is not okay about the healthy pregnancy. So such type of the complications can happen if there is no timely detection and the proper treatment of the sexually transmitted diseases. So now the question is that how can we prevent the infections of the sexually transmitted diseases? So such type of infections can be prevented by to avoid the sex with the unknown partners or the multiple partners. Always use some barrier during the sexual intercourse. Go to a qualified doctor in case of the doubt of early detection and get complete treatment if diagnosed. Such type of prevention can be taken to avoid the sexually transmitted diseases and to also avoid the several complications. Okay, so these are all the sexually transmitted diseases. After the sexually transmitted diseases, in your syllabus, new term is included, that is infertility. You know that fertility means what? Fertility means what? When there is a fertilization occur in the normal body. That is called the fertilization or the fertility. What is the meaning of the infertility? Infertility means the couples which are unable to produce the children in spite of the unprotected sexual intercourse are called the infertile couples. Now, if you are thinking that there is a normal body with the normal reproductive organs, then why the couples are not able to reproduce the children with unprotected sexual intercourse? Correct. So there are lots of reasons that could be like the many physical problems are there, diseases are there, drugs. If the couple are taking drugs, drinks, smoking, okay, such type of couples, they are not able to reproduce naturally, and such type of couples are called the infertile couples. Okay, some immunological problems can happen, then some physiological problems can happen. So such type of reasons for this could be for the infertility in the couples. So if the infertile couples are there, that how they will have the children? So the infertile couples can assist it to have a children through the certain special techniques, and that special techniques is commonly called the assisted reproductive technologies or the ART, which includes like the IVF is there, GIFT is there, ICSI is there, artificial insemination is there. Okay, so these are some techniques for the infertile couples, from that they will have the child. For that, you should know what is the in vitro fertilization or what is the IVF technique, what is the IUI technique, what is the GIFT technique, and what is the ICSI. Correct. So there are infertility can happen in the both, in the male also, in the female also. How the infertility occurs in the male now? If the sperms are non-motile one, if they have the they don't have the normal morphology in the sperms, That time such type of male is the infertile. And if in the female the ovum is not able to produce during the ovulation period of the menstrual cycle, that time such female is called the infertile female. So we will see now what is the in vitro fertilization. In vitro fertilization means, do you know the difference between the vivo and the vitro, students? Of course, the vivo means inside the body and vitro means outside the body. So in the in vitro fertilization, the fertilization outside the body, which is followed by the embryo transfer, which is commonly called the test tube baby program. तो बहुत जगह पे सुना होगा टेस्ट ट्यूब बेबी किया है हमने, टेस्ट ट्यूब बेबी किया है हमने, बट व्हाट इज द टेस्ट ट्यूब बेबी? अगर हम टेस्ट ट्यूब बेबी ये नाम आपके दिमाग में आ गया तो आपको ये एक टेस्ट ट्यूब इमेजिन हो जाएगी और उसमें एक बेबी इमेजिन हो जाएगा. करेक्ट? That means you are doing the fertilization outside the body and then you will transfer the embryo in the female of the uterus of the female, and such type of baby we will call the test tube baby. What do in the in vitro fertilization? The ovum from the wife, and if that wife is not able to produce the ovum, then there is a donor will take. Okay, and donor, ये तो हो गया ovum के बारे में. Now what is about the sperms now? The sperms from the husband, and if the husband are not able to produce the sperms, then that time donor will be here for the donation of the sperms, and that are collected and induced to fertilize in the laboratory conditions. Okay, they will collect the ovum and the sperms either from the wife, either from the husband, and if anyone are not able to produce them, then that time they will use the donor here. Correct? So the zygote or the early embryo, you know that now. You already studied about the menstrual cycle and the implantation technique. So the early embryo have the 8 blastomeres that could be transferred into the fallopian tube, and whatever the transfer of the embryo in the fallopian tube, that is called the ZIFT, zygote infrafallopian transfer. Correct? And embryo with more than 8 blastomers. Okay, if there is a more than 8 blastomers are there, that will form or that will transfer in here in the IUT, intrauterine transfer. Okay, into the uterus. If the 8 blastomere cells are there, they will transfer into the fallopian tube, and if the more than 8 blastomeres are there, they will transfer into the uterus to complete the further development up to the 9 months. This technique is called the in vitro fertilization or the IVF technique. After the IVF technique, if the female, okay, you know that now what is the infertility in the male and infertility in the female. If the woman or the female not able to produce the ovum, that time there is a technique which is called the GIFT, or it is called the gamete intrafallopian transfer. What do in the gamete intrafallopian transfer? The transfer of a gametes collected from the donor into the fallopian tube of another female who do not produce the ovum. Such type of the method is called the gamete intrafallopian transfer. In this method, what happened? The ovum collected from a donor could be used to assist the females who cannot produce the ovum but can provide the suitable environment for the fertilization. Such type of method is called the gamete intrafallopian transfer. After the gamete intrafallopian transfer, there is another method if the male are not able to produce the sperms, that is called the ICSI. Even the sperms are present, that sperms have don't ability to penetrate the ovum, such that time this method is useful, that is called the intracytoplasmic sperm injection. In this method, what they do, the sperms is directly injected into the ovum to form the embryo, which is then transferred into the uterus. Okay, this is the specialized procedure to form an embryo in the laboratory, in which the sperms is directly injected into the ovum. Such technique is called the ICSI. After the ICSI, there are some artificial method for the pregnancy in the infertile couple, that is called the artificial insemination, or it is called the IUI technique. Okay, so the infertility cases are there in the male also, in the female also, but the infertility cases in which the male partner is unable to produce the healthy sperms, such that time are treated by this technique, in which the semen are collected from the donor and it is artificially introduced into the vagina or into the uterus. Such type of technique is called the IUI, or the intrauterine insemination, or you can shortly call the artificial semination, and that which is semen collected from the donor, that is artificially introduced into the vagina or into the uterus of the female. This method is useful when the male partner is unable to inseminate the female due to the low sperm count. Okay, and in this technique, you know that what they do. So our laws permit the legal adoption, which may also be the best method for the couples for looking the parenthood. So all these techniques require extremely high precision handling by a specialized professional and the expensive instrument. So therefore their limits or the benefits are limited for the certain countries of the people. This is about the artificial techniques for the infertile couples and the sexually transmitted diseases. Okay, now this chapter is over now. Thank you so much.